In this video, we're going to look at how you can see what people answered in your Google form. So here is an exit ticket that I used to use with my students. And one thing I want to go over is that if you see this pencil in the bottom right-hand corner, we are now in preview mode. That is edit mode. So if you ever want to go back to edit mode, you just click on that pencil and it will take you back to edit mode. So if you are the owner of the form, that will allow you to actually edit the form. So as you can see, I have 83 responses. Okay, so I can actually toggle over to responses. And now I have 3 different ways of viewing the form or the answers to the form. So we have summary, question, or individual. So before I do that, if I want to stop accepting responses, meaning if I want nobody else to access the form, or maybe I have my A-Day students that are taking the same quiz as my B-Day students. So I can actually turn this off so that my students that are trying to access the quiz to, get a little sneak preview if you haven't, if you don't have 2 separate Google Classrooms set up for your A-Day and B-Day students, this will actually generate a message that says this form is no longer accepting responses. So I'll turn that back on. So as the individual, if you're searching for that, you will see that the email addresses box has been checked. And then I can click on it and it actually gives me a whole variety of email addresses. And I can actually toggle through here to see what my students said. And so this particular student missed number 1, and it tells me how many points. So they got a 0 out of 1. And then here, they also got a 0 out of 1. And it also tells them, because I have it set up that way, what the correct answer is. And here this student got 1 out of 1. So it actually grades the form for me, which is awesome. So if I wanted to view it just by question, then it will tell me how many students responded and how many of them got it correct. So 21 students here got that question correct. All right, so, and then here 42 people chose 49 as the answer, and 19 students chose 64 as the answer, and only 1 person chose 100 as the answer. So that's also very valuable feedback for you as a teacher, because you can kind of see what the distractor answer choice was, and you can kind of help guide your students into analyzing why they got the question wrong or why the answer is that answer for that question. So here we have summary as well. And summary is very nice because you can also look at it from, you have your average, your median, and your range. Being a former math teacher, this is awesome information. And then it also will show you in graphs. So if you really want to see it from a really quick glance, you can see that number 1, 50% of my students chose the 49, which is not the correct answer. It's actually 21. So I should go back and review this question. Here, number 2, I don't need to spend much time reviewing it because a lot of students got that answer correct. And then 43 chose, 43% chose 36, and the rest chose 33. So that one I might want to go back and check. So those are just great ways to analyze your data. Now, if you want to look at it all in one place, if you click this green button up here, this actually opens up into a Google Sheet so that all of your data is in one nice place. And it gives you a timestamp. So if you don't want that, you can delete that column. It also gives you the email address so that you can see what student chose what. And then here is your score. So some people might like to actually split their screen since, PowerSchool doesn't jive with Google Classroom. So you might want to split your screen here to see who got what so that you can actually input it into your gradebook. Something you might want to put on your Google form is maybe what class period are you in, so that when you are in here for your Google Sheet, that you can actually sort it by class period, and then you can actually alphabetize it too, so that you can make things a lot easier when you are inputting grades into the gradebook.